guys having a good time this morning? We've had some great speakers helping us to get into our heart center. Now I'm going to help amplify the room into the future that we are capable of having. I'm going to talk about how with the power of manifestation you can change your life in a second. I entitled it Manifesting at the Speed of Light, but actually it should be entitled Manifesting at the Speed of Thought. Manifesting at the speed of light is catchy. People are like, oh, at the speed of light, that must go fast. But in actuality, that's very slow. If you look up into the sky, into the stars, 3/4 of those stars are not there anymore. You're peering into the past. At the same time, 3/4 of those stars that are now shining, you can't see because they're slow. The speed of light is very slow. The real power that we have is to use our mind, our hearts, and our bodies to create what it is we're looking for. Before I go into that, I'm going to tell a little bit of some stories that I've had that have helped me bring me to the place that I'm at now to understand how to teach this universal principle. So I have a degree in kinesiology. I'm originally from Binghamton, New York. Let me start at that. And I left for Los Angeles on a dream for the weather, for the health, for the beach, for the girls. And when I was there, I was a personal trainer for several years. And a health ailment ended up pushing me into a place where I had to learn how my thoughts were creating my reality. My thoughts were causing a physical ailment that I had no idea was happening just by purely my thinking. So I fell to the ground one day and I said, God, help me, show me the way, what is it that I must do? And as we heard before, I turned the TV on and The Secret was on, Oprah. She had The Secret on and I thought, well, I know this stuff. I've been exposed to it since I was a young child. Since I was 3, 4, 5 years old, my mother helped to teach me about intentional reality. And I thought, all right, I have to do this in a more serious way. So I decided to start writing, start thinking, start making vision boards, doing as such to change my life. I ended up attracted to my healer within 2 weeks from that period, and magically after working with my mind, the pain went away. So then I decided, all right, I'm going to put this to use for my daily life. Now at that time I was training at a gym. I lived in an apartment in LA. It was a nice apartment, but I thought to myself, man, I'd love to live in a house. I'd love to live with my best friends, four of us total. And I would love to start my own practice, start my own training business. So I made a vision board, I started writing about it, and I started thinking, okay, this is what I want, I'm going to put my energy toward it, I'm going to meditate on it. And then within 3 months, I attracted to a beautiful home in Santa Monica that really was the size of a mansion, that I paid less rent for than I did for my apartment, that was 4 bedrooms that I could live with my best friends. And on top of that, I couldn't believe it, but here I am looking for a different place to, start my private practice. I'm looking around at all these places that could be gyms. And within a week of living in my home, my friend said, Jarin, why don't you just turn the garage into a gym and train from home? Now the irony is this was a half a mile away from my health club, which if you know LA, if you're 3, 4, 5 miles away from anything, you aren't doing it. They're not going to drive that extra distance with the way traffic is. So I looked at that and I said, wow, the universe brought me even more than I could have imagined. I'm sitting here looking for a separate space where I'm going to have to pay rent, go through all the business procedures. Here I am looking for a place where I'm thinking I got to have a little apartment. And what did the universe bring me? A huge home, a chance to work from home, and a chance to live with my best friends. Following that, I decided, okay, training is good, but what I really want to get into is coaching. I really want to help people know what I know. So I started working with some of my first clients, and I thought that was great, working one-on-one. Had a lot of success with them, and it brought me a lot of fulfillment, but I thought, I want to work in a collective setting for groups of people. I want to help audiences of people, large groups of people, create what they want. Now, why do I want to do this? Well, because I love it. It brings me fulfillment. I love helping others, and I love experiencing this myself. I also wanted to make more money, as we all do. It's the truth, even if we deny it. Money is a good thing. So I wanted to make more money. I wanted to travel. Okay? And on top of that, I thought, you know, while my life is working out within this situation, why don't I be able to visit home more? Why don't I travel back to Binghamton and see my grandparents while they're all thriving and still alive, which they are still to this day. And I put out all those intentions. And then I came home for a fishing trip with my male side of the family. And at the time, I'm thinking this is just a fishing trip. Of course, I didn't fish. I wrote the whole time, which we're going to talk about writing and why we do that. So I wrote the whole time on my dreams, and I put it out there over and over and over again. And then I came home, and I realized I had one night free, you know, one night free from traveling to the Thousand Oaks. So I'm back in Binghamton, and I'm thinking, okay, I got one day, what is it I'm going to do? Now my gut, okay, my intuition said, you got to go meet these people that you used to train here in Binghamton. You got to go see them. And I thought, why would I go do that? I should see my grandparents. I should go see my friends. I should hang out with my parents. I shouldn't go to this. But my intuition kept saying, you got to go see them. So I went and saw them. And within about 30 seconds, the gentleman that I used to train asked me, he said, what are you doing now? And so I told him. He said, Jarin, I want this in my entire company. I would love you to teach what you teach there. And I couldn't believe it that my dreams had came true again. We went into a company of 200 people. We started with 80, okay? And we're helping people create their dreams. Now, what did I learn there? What happened again? Okay? Again, my intention is just to share how manifestation works. I'm working with large groups of people. I'm making a lot more money. I'm traveling. I'm feeling fulfilled, and what else? It ended up being in my hometown. Here I am living in Los Angeles. I had no thoughts of coming back to Binghamton, no offense. It's cold out. It's really cold out. And I thought, I don't want to go back there. Well, in fact, I did. So now, I got to travel to Binghamton for 10 days a month. I worked 2 days a month to help all these people and to be near my family. Okay? Now I share this just to show how manifestation works, that it's always something better than you can imagine. People do not have the patience to wait. They also don't realize the universe is really for you, it's not against you. Any negative experience you're having is really what's creating the positive energy of what you're looking for. It's there to give you a contrast. It's painful. We experience the pain. But in reality, it's there to show us what we really want. It's there to bring in that energy and shine the light. Just as this galaxy and the stars, you know, are so minute compared to the darkness in the universe. This is how the light is created. So all of us are in this room. We're in a time period where the world is changing fast. Evolution is picking up, and we're all being called to create what it is that we desire. And really, it's happening very quickly. I talk about being patient, but it's really happening very fast. We have the ability to create now like never before. Look at technology. Look at the external reflection of how our internal thoughts are. We can create anything. We can change our life in a second. So now I'm going to go into what manifestation is. Manifestation is purely energizing into form, matter, and experience from our inside thoughts, our inside feelings. Okay? At its source, manifestation is sound. If you go to the Bible, they'll talk about first was the Word was God. If you go to science, you look at the Big Bang of the universe. First there's the bang, right? Then the universe reflects to it. You see the light, the colors, the shades, the smells. That's all emanate from what that sound is. We are a vibrating sound. Everything is. The chair, the screen, myself, we're all vibrating at a sound. We are vibrating at what we are experiencing. It takes a little time, as I mentioned. We're looking into the past. We're creating the future looking into the past. Remember, the stars are out, but we're still seeing them. This is the past. Your mind, your body, everything is a compilation of what was. We continue to experience what was. This is a plague of the human race. What was is considered a fact. It's not fact. There is no fact. Our science is changing, our philosophy is changing, everything is changing. So what is the future? It's inside. Okay? What you're vibrating at is what you're going to experience. Largely, it is unconscious. You're only conscious of 2% of it. So a lot of that's happening is challenging because it comes from our past. A long past. Not this time around, although even in this time around, that past is what's creating our reality. So we are a vibrating sound. The sound is what's creating our reality. So let's look at this in math and say, hey, wait a minute, if I change my sound, I'm going to change my reality. Right? Change your vibrating body and you're going to change your reality. How do we do this? Well, if you look in the past, well, in the present, not just the past, cultures such as India, Peru, they will talk about mantras. What are mantras? They're repeating sound over and over and over again because they know that's going to change their reality. This is what we can do. We can learn to focus our energy on what it is we want. Okay? Now, I'm going to take this to the next level and say it's one thing to think about what it is you want. It's another thing to talk about what it is what you want. And it's still another to write what you want. So I'm going to talk about writing very briefly and the points of why we want to do this. When you write, your brain thinks you're living it. And as you will change your subconscious beliefs. Your subconscious is what's creating 98% of your reality. And your beliefs are what is creating that. The beliefs, yes, they create your actions and the voice and the speaking that you have. But the beliefs are largely unconscious and they're what's creating the majority of your reality. So when you write and you repeat it over and over again, you're changing your beliefs. That's going to change your reality. You see, you can't manifest what you don't believe. If you do not believe it's possible, it isn't going to happen. And if you don't believe you deserve it, it's not going to happen either. Because you're not receiving, you're not playing. We hear about the times of the feminine coming back to balance the masculine, okay? The feminine energy is coming back. If you don't believe your worth, there you go. Clap, there you go. If we don't believe that we deserve it, are you going to get it? If you don't believe you're worth $1, do you have that dollar? No, it's not going to come. And then you cannot give. So there's the law of the universe, right? Giving and receiving, giving and receiving. The writing will increase your belief in yourself. Third and last, the writing brings you into a place of focus. Our minds are all over the place. We're thinking about, well, this is to do here, this is to do here, I got to take care of this, I got to take care of that. Our minds are going a million miles a second, and it's not creating anything. You're just creating the same karma, the same pattern over and over and over again. We want to sit, we want to focus our thoughts. The writing will make us do this. Focusing your attention on your intention is what's going to create your life. Again, that is why we write. So if nothing else from what you take from my speech, go home and start writing what your goals are. Now, that's why I'm going to go into one reason how we write. Can I get one example, and you're going to yell it out, I know. Someone, raise your hand. You're going to be an experiment. Quick. It's going to help you. Come on, I don't have much time. You know how it is. All right, Donna. Okay. Stand up. Thank you. Give her a round of applause. Okay, tell me one thing that you would love to create in your life now.
A white BMW.
A white BMW. Wow, she's right to the materialization point there. I like that. Okay, give me a sentence or two about that BMW.
That BMW is mine.
Wow, you weren't really a great example. You already got it.
I've already got it.
She's already got it. Okay, thank you. So the white BMW. Okay, well, she already said it as if it's hers, so that was my point about the how. She's already there. Most of us will say, well, I will want this, I do want this, I'm going to get this, and they'll project it into the future. What I'd like you to do is focus your thoughts on what it is you want as if it's already happening. The universe does not know future or past, so focus on the present. Write it as if it's already there. Maybe it's an embodiment. I'm becoming stronger. I'm more secure within myself. I feel better about myself. My career is taking off. My business is taking off. I have a loving relationship. I'm attracting everything I want in my life. Now the BMW, she said she already had it, so she already went to the next level with it.
No, I don't. I'm working on it.
She's working on it, but it's going to come, that's for sure. So, taking away, journal your thoughts, create as if it's already there, and watch what happens. The universe will bring it to you. Okay? I'd like to thank the Clarity Girls for having this wonderful event and having me here. And thank you all for coming, and may the power of manifestation be with you.